Tony, it's implied, used to be a Jet. And he's really good friends with Riff, who was the leader of the Jets, who we're introduced to as kind of like who's played by what's his name, Russ Tamblyn. I always recognize him when I see him in a movie because he just has kind of like a bully face. I don't know how to describe it. He just looks like he kind of has weird features on him that make him look a little slimy to me sometimes. But we're introduced to him and obviously Bernardo as the two sort of heads of these gangs that are obviously, rivaling each other. And there is basically they decide, because their little brawl that they were having in these like great overhead shot of the brawl that they're having in that opening sequence, it gets interrupted by Lieutenant Schrank and Officer Krupke. Who say that they can kill each other, but not on my beat. Yeah. It's very funny the relationship that they have with the cops, because both gangs actually don't like the cops and are like, stay the fuck away from me. We would rather just deal with our own shit than like have you guys come in and do it. And also because the cops, it's implied, are obviously very violent towards both of them, because both of them are just kind of like poor gangs, regardless of, whether you're Puerto Rican or whether you're, Riff, neither of them seem like they've had very great upbringings or have great home life. Right. So both of them, for that reason, and we get that explored in the Jet songs, where they talk about all of their run-ins with the law and how, it basically does nothing to actually, help them. They say, go home, go get a job and all of these things. And it's just like, they explain all the reasons that it's not as simple as that in that song, which I think is, why it's such a great song. But they decide to challenge each other to a rumble, because
that's what you do.
That's what you do. Some of the language of this is very funny too. Yeah, the way that they carefully try to avoid like swear words and things like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Some of the more intense things that gang members might do. Even some of the like blatant racism, which is like done a little bit more in China Girl, for example, with the David Caruso character in that film.
Yeah. This is much more subtle in that regard.
Yeah, but these characters definitely don't like each other, and it's definitely set up that the Jets have the cops kind of try to be a little bit more on the Jet side, but the Jets don't even accept their help. And so they decide that they are going to rumble after the school dance that is going to take place. And this is where we get introduced to Tony and Maria, because they are kind of a little, Maria's a little bit younger than a lot of the gang members and not involved in the gang members. And she's played by Natalie Wood. And this is something I guess we should mention. This is an old film. So Natalie Wood is absolutely doing brown face in this film.
To be honest, though,
and doing the accent and stuff too.
I didn't notice it as much on her compared to like Bernardo, for instance. Like he definitely has it layered thick on there.
He's got some of that polish.
But she does have to. She does have to try to pull off the accent, and I think for the most part, she does a pretty good job. I actually liked Natalie Wood in this. I heard things from some other people that she wasn't as strong as people surrounding her, but I thought she was good, and I did find out it's not her voice that they're using. I was curious about that, because her
not for either of them actually.
Oh, okay, because her vocal style did have like this. I don't want to say exactly opera, but the way that she hits those higher notes just reminded me more of like an operatic style, and I wasn't sure if Natalie Wood was doing it, but it turns out she was. And I think the only one that she does is at the very end when Tony is dying, and she's singing the reprise of Someday, I believe it is, or something like that. And that's her real voice. And I think that's actually a good choice, just because in that moment, it's very sad and personal in between them. So to have Woods actually sing that, and she's kind of choking up and crying and not really quite getting the notes out right, and in a good way. I thought that was a good choice. But I think she's really good. She's got a very bubbly energy to her a lot of the time, and I do like her dancing for the most part. There's a couple stumbles that I noticed, just like one or two I thought that could have been a little cleaner from her. But overall, I thought she was really, really good and kept up with some of the Broadway people that are on here.
Yeah, I think most people, the common opinion is that Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer, who plays Tony, which is very funny because I can never not think of him as his Twin Peaks character. He's a very slimy Twin Peaks character. But those two, I think, performances are commonly considered like, if not, necessarily very bad, just a little bland.
I would agree with that
for people, which I kind of agree with, especially too, just because you have.
But I think it's more their like characters that they're bringing to the table rather than.
I mean, I think it's the way they are written. Partially, is that they are meant to be more simplistic. They are meant to not get some of the detail that some of the like Riff gets some interesting detail. Bernardo gets some interesting detail. I actually thought that Anita as well, Bernardo's girlfriend.
I love her.
Friends with Maria. I think that she is fantastic.
I agree.
And I guess that's probably why she ended up, I think, winning Best Supporting Actress. And I don't think that Natalie Wood or Richard Beymer did. I don't even know if they got nominated. It was very funny. The movie basically won everything except for its two lead performances when it came out. And I think everyone kind of felt like it was just, it was competent, but like, it wasn't taken to that next level that, I think people wanted it to go to. I get that.
Yeah, I just don't feel like it's necessarily even their fault. Like everything surrounding the film is just much more interesting than the naive teenagers that are hopelessly in love with each other. And it's just like, it's not, I just don't think it's their fault. It is a shame. It's just a circumstance, I think. But I do agree. Like everything surrounding them, the sets, the way the camera moves around, the other dancers, the other performances, the characters themselves.